Trying to find the hole. Giggity. There we go. Welcome back to the RC vlog, everybody, and today we are doing something completely new where I actually did a live stream earlier in the week on my Twitch channel, and today I'm sharing it with all of you guys. We rebuilt the transmission in my Traxxas Slash and then put together the whole rear end, put the car back together, and finished it. It's ready to go. Take a look at the video. Let me know what you think as we go through the whole build process and what it all entails and what happened to lead up to needing rebuilt. So hope you guys all enjoy this new content, this new video, and let me know if you guys have any suggestions, comments, or questions. Make sure to leave them here in the video, and don't forget to leave without leaving a like. Appreciate all the support, everybody, and enjoy. This is a transmission. And basically, this is what makes a rear tire spin on the car. So that way, obviously the car will move. It's a rear wheel drive car, so it's only just got the 2 drive shafts in the back. And basically what we had to do was I had to put in a new differential, and that's what this piece here is that I keep messing with. This one right here. So this is I'll use this as a pointer. This is a differential. This is a part that actually makes the wheels spin. And what had happened is there's little gears in here, about 6 of them. And they had spun around, basically broke. The teeth did. You can see these all have little teeth on them. Well, there's gears inside here, much smaller, all with teeth. Those had broken, so when it wouldn't spin with weight put on it, with pressure put on it. When you're trying to move. So I had to go in and replace, you take off these screws here, replaced all the gears inside of there, and now we have to put it all back together. So the one part that I was waiting for was this one here, and I had actually bought a brand new one right here that I broke while trying to put it in. So I had to wait. I had to wait like an extra week to get the replacement in. So what had happened was, I don't know if you guys can tell or not. You can see here the teeth are broken. I had just tried to force it in and broke the teeth right off there. So again, the same kind of issue as the differential had. And this is why I had to wait an extra week longer. So I kept that just to show everybody. But this is a new one. We shouldn't have the same issue because I got the gear on and didn't break any of the teeth this time. So it should all slide back in now just fine without any issue. So hopefully that way we can continue streaming. All right. I got all my little pieces ready to go in the corner here. Like I said, it's been sitting here for a couple of weeks now, so I'm just kind of getting everything put back together, figuring out where everything is. And we're gonna need one of these little pins, I believe, over here in my little bin. And again, I'm just kind of reading this cheat sheet I got right here. Try to get it where you guys can see. It tells me how it all goes back together. There we go. You can see here, when I spin, this was a part that I bought that I was just showing everybody. When this spins, which is done with the clutch, it's called, you can see these other little 2, maybe you can't see with this camera. But when I spin this piece here, these pieces down here should spin as well. And they do. That's good. That means it's working. You can see that spins when I move it. So it all went back together. That's good. Really good. all I need to do now is I need to grease up these teeth here. These need to be greased, that way it's not just pure metal on metal. So I'll grab that real quick. And then we'll get it all squared back together. And put it into the car. Got my blue grease here, ProTech RC. Makes this grease, and this is the one I've always used. And all you're going to do is really just kind of lay it out there. Try to get it in the camera. But you're just going to kind of spin it while you're greasing it, and then it all kind of gets thrown in together, you know, because they all connect with each other. Well, you just put a thin layer on, just so again the metal stays, you know, lubricated. Now we'll put it back in. Get it tight for now, just hand tighten. We'll spin this again just to double check everything is still working. As like I said, I spin this, you can see this is ideally, this is where the tires will be at. And you can see they're both spinning. So everything worked. We're good. This goes a lot faster with an electric drill than it does using your hands. There we go. So it's all put back together now. So now I think it's time to put in the slipper clutch. Basically though, according to my cheat sheet, this pin will go in first. Like that. And what this pin does, again I'll use this to kind of point. What this pin does is it just avoids anything from moving out of place while you're turning. So that just kind of locks it in there. This is going to slide right over that pin I just put on. Just like that. That fits right over there as that. And then this pinion gear or spur gear just slides right over top. There's a bearing in the middle there to help it spin, and then I don't know which one of these I'm supposed to use either. This one kind of looks more like the one. Okay, yeah, the other one's for a 4x4. That's good to know. That's not what this is. So now we're just going to tighten this down. So now the transmission is completely, it's put back together now. And what I had to do there is I just wedged it a little nut driver in here. And what that did was, otherwise when I was tightening this nut, everything wanted to spin with it. So I had to stick that wedge in there, stop the rest from spinning so I could tighten the nut down. I tightened mine all the way down. What that does is they say it just kind of helps it snap quicker. So when you hit the throttle on your remote, it'll react faster is what that does. If you loosen the spring up, it just gives it a little bit more play. It's less hard on your equipment. But since I'm going to be racing this one, we're not out there to have fun, have a good old time, and go for a Sunday cruise. We want instant reaction, even if that means we got to be hard on our equipment. We'll replace it if we need to, kind of thing. So that's all put back together now, and looks good. So now let's put the engine in, or the motor. I mean, it's not an engine. Let's put the motor in. So this is the motor. This is a brush motor. Talked about one of these in my vlogs as well. I didn't have one to show right away in the vlog, but this is what it looks like. This is a motor that came with the Traxxas Slash, and I originally swapped it out for a brushless motor, which is this guy here. A lot faster, but the issue is that this winter time I'm going to plan on racing this Traxxas Slash, and the track that I plan on racing at does not allow brushless motors. They want everything pretty much bone stock. It's kind of more of a beginner class, just to kind of, you know, get used to racing, and it's perfect for what I'm looking to do. It's going to be indoor carpet, just cheap, affordable, fun, and beginner type racing. So we're gonna put the brushed motor back in to the Slash, and then I'll have this brushless motor essentially for a spare if I need to for my other car. So we're gonna put this guy in into this one. This is kind of what it'll look like once we get it all mounted in there, and that's what helps turn the car, right? By turn the car, I mean make it move. I think it's this nut driver. I'm gonna do all this stuff. Nope. Do all this stuff by hand just to be careful. You don't want to go too aggressive when you're tightening this stuff down, because a lot of stuff can break. And if this stuff breaks, those are more expensive to fix type parts. So we're just gonna be cautious here. Okay, so you get that screw in. You don't want to tighten it all the way down. Because what you have to do then is you're going to put your pinion gear in, and you actually have to adjust it to make it fit on the motor properly. So if you just get it tight, but don't tighten it all the way down, and then we'll put this pinion gear in, and then we'll tighten it all the way down after that. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. So this guy here, it's got one flat side. Again, I don't know if you can tell. You can kind of see where the mark is. That's where it used to sit at. So it'll probably be somewhat close where we're going to set that screw at again. So I kind of already have a guide since this has already been previously installed. If it was new, it wouldn't have that mark there. So now this is the pinion gear I'm putting on. And you got to just line this up. I went too far that time. Need a flathead screwdriver. This one should work. Yep. But you just need to line it up with this spur gear without going too far. It's just kind of a wiggle back and forth game. So the little trick to get it tightened up is you're just going to put a piece of paper in between the two. Push them tight together. That's what I'm doing right now. And then we'll tighten it up. There's a little trick I learned online that, yeah, you just stick this paper in, you push it all the way through, then just pull it off just a little bit, and you should be able to feed this paper in and out. And that's how you know you got it tight enough. Now we'll tighten these screws down. And then there's just that little set screw here. Again, I'll try to show you. Little set screw goes right here in this hole, and that's what keeps that from wobbling back and forth as you're going around. The important lesson that I learned right away is you want to use blue Loctite for this, and you definitely want it there, otherwise the screw will loosen up. So we're just going to put a little bit of Loctite in. I mean, just very little will do. Then we're going to tighten that down, not too tight. Otherwise, you'll strip that screw out, and it is a pain to put it back in. Trust me, I know. From experience. Alright, so now once we hit the trigger on our remote, the motor will engage, it will spin this pinion gear, and then in turn will spin the spur gear, which then in turn, lastly, will spin your wheels. So this is the front half of that Slash I was talking about. And I actually need to take this apart anyway, so we're gonna do that quick. We'll hook this back up. Alright, so it works. Awesome. So like I said, here's the transmission we just put back together. I don't know if you can really see it spinning or not, but you can see everything turning right there as I pulled the trigger. Perfect. We're good. Awesome news. So we can shut all this off. We'll clear the bench. So what happens is this sits in here now, just like that. We'll get these screws in first, so that way it will stay mounted in there. Won't have to worry about it falling out all over. So that's kind of mounted in there now. It should stay put. So we can work on the rear end now and get it all put back in. This is the first half of the drive shafts that we're going to put in. So again, there's just a little set screw here. I'm going to take this out. And we're going to line it up on the transmission here and stick it back in. And we'll tighten this up. We don't need Loctite for this because this is all plastic parts. And we're not going to overly tighten that either. You don't want to break it. I'll do the same to the other side. Perfect. Alright, so the drive shafts are on. So this is what actually turns the wheels. This is just the first half of them. There's a second half that goes over from the wheels over top of these parts. But you can see they spin. So that is very, very good. I'm sliding over the second part now of the drive shafts, just to make it all fit. That's essentially how the rear end's going to look. It's a matter of just putting screws in and stuff now. Now we'll put these two screws in. These are just what hold the A-arms to the rear end. They're pretty heavy duty ones too. Alright, so we got those screws in. So the rear end's pretty much done. As you can see, everything moves as it should. Rear tower's mounted together as well. So the car is starting to come along pretty good. And so now what we can do is we're just going to feed these two wires out through the back and connect those together. There we go. Actually all went back together fairly well. This is the rear bumper. Very good. Alright, let's put some tires on. Alright guys, so I think we're just about done. But you can see here, spin the tires. They both spin, that's good. What we can actually do is stick a battery in here now. Turn the car on. Looks good, alright. It's ready to burn out. Looks awesome. We'll put the body back on, we'll wrap up today's video, and then I'll think about some racing setups that I want to do. And then as we make the change, we'll definitely vlog it to make sure everybody can be a part of this build. This is something that, again, this winter I'm going to race, so I'll be working on it quite a bit leading up to the winter months here coming up, probably like November-ish for sure, just depending on what the weather decides to do this year. But that way we can keep making content throughout the year with RC. And we're done, alright. Switch camera views here. So this is what we completed today. This is again, just a Traxxas Slash. It's a very base model of it. You can get these fairly cheap through Traxxas or maybe your local hobby store, just depending on the availability of what they got. But yeah, very straightforward. Luckily, we were able to get the transmission put back together. What had happened again was we had to change out that differential, kind of the guts inside of it, all those gears. And I had started on doing that, it was at least a month ago, guys, and I just didn't have all the parts. And then I did order a bunch of parts, which were all sitting next to me here that we already installed. And I was missing, or I broke this one piece here. So I had to order a new one of those. And we don't have any hobby shops nearby. There is one about an hour and a half away. But I ordered it online and just kind of waited. Through amainhobbies.com. Those guys are fantastic. I've never had an issue with them. So if you're looking to get into RC, or maybe you have some cars already, you're looking to upgrade, or maybe think about racing yourself at a local track, check out amainhobbies.com. That's where I go for all of my parts and everything that I need. So that goes for this car and this one sitting right here that I'll be racing tomorrow at the track. But yeah. We got the Traxxas Slash put back together. It's going to be a spare, just in case something were to happen to my Bandit at the track. We'll have a backup just to finish out the points and things like that, to get a solid race in. This one's the Slash probably will do like 35 miles an hour, where the Bandit will do like 70. So I mean, it's not going to be very fast, but it would at least get us a finish if we need to in case of an emergency. Haven't had to yet. but it's definitely come in handy. I have raced this on the dirt track just for fun, turn some laps in it. But we're going to clean it all up for the winter time, and we'll get it out on that carpet track. So appreciate everybody watching today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Leave any comments for questions or suggestions or anything like that if you'd like to see me try some new things. We definitely will together here in the future. And this all leads up to the new build I'll be doing this winter time. I'm going to build a RC car from the ground up. So I'm going to order everything, put it all together myself. These other cars all come together out of the box. The project that I'll do over the winter time, we'll pick and choose kind of what motors, ESC, and all the parts that we want in it. So I'm looking forward to that, and we're just rolling out some content until then. So appreciate everybody. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see y'all soon.